Bismillah. This is Mohamed Nasruddin, and today's session is about Islam being pro-monogamy. That is, one man marrying just one wife at one time. That's of course contrary to polygamy, which is having more than one wife at one time. So let us see how monogamy is much favored in Islam, while polygamy is not really prohibited in Islam, but unfavored and highly controlled. Actually, Islam greatly encourages marriage between man and woman. In Surah 30, verse 21, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُم مَّوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. The translation is, and of His signs is that He created for you from yourselves mates, that you may find tranquility in them, and He placed between you affection and mercy. Indeed, in that are signs for people who give thought. Also, God created just one spouse, just one wife for our father Adam. This was Eve, which means that the ideal, natural, moral principle is one man, one woman. In Surah 2, verse 35, وَقُلْنَا يَا آدَمْ أُسْكُنْ أَنْتَ وَزَوْجُكَ الْجَنَّةَ. The translation is, and we said, O Adam, dwell, you and your wife, in paradise. Let us now have a look at the verses in Islam which talk about monogamy and polygamy. That is found in Surah 4, verse 3, and in the same Surah 4, verse 1 to 9. وَآتُوا الْيَتَامَى أَمْوَالَهُمْ وَلَا تَتَبَدَّلُوا الْخَبِيثَ بِالطَّيِّبِ وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَهُمْ إِلَى أَمْوَالِكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ حُوبًا كَبِيرًا وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَقْسِطُوا فِي الْيَتَامَى فَانكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُم مِّنَ النِّسَاءِ مثنى وثلاث ورباع فإن خفتم ألا تعدلوا فواحدة ولن تستطيعوا أن تعدلوا بين النساء ولو حرصتم. The translation is, and give to the orphans their properties, and do not substitute the defective of your own for the good of theirs, and do not consume their properties into your own. Indeed, that is ever a great sin. And if you fear that you will not deal fairly by the orphans, marry of the women who seem good to you, 2 or 3 or 4. And if you fear that you cannot do justice to so many, then only one. And you will never be able to be just and equal between wives, even if you should strive to do so. Here Allah is telling people that it is difficult for men to be completely fair between several wives, which in a way discourages polygamy. Roughly, the previous verses translate to, do it if you want, do marry more than one woman if you want, but you know you will not be fair. And because you will not be fair, then just marry one. That's better for you in life and in afterlife. Someone asked then, why polygamy? Well, let's answer this question. First, let us know that Islam strongly prohibits sexual non-marital relationships and encourages all men and women to marry. The Quran indicates that under specific, restricted circumstances, a Muslim can marry up to 4 wives. This practice should not be associated with sexual passion or lust. It is based on compassion toward widows and orphans who need a man to support them, especially in wartime or post-war times, where the women population greatly outnumbers the men population, and many non-supported orphans and women are left over. Also, pious and righteous Muslim women avoid engaging in sexual activities with anyone other than their husbands. Would these women choose a lonely, loveless life, or a life with a shared husband and a chance for motherhood. It may not be the ideal situation of one husband and one wife sharing a life together, but it may still be better than spinsterhood for some women. Also in today's society, in the States or in Europe where polygamy is not practiced, the infidelity rates are soaring. Many men cheat on their wives, and they can easily discard their mistresses, as these women have no rights. Neither party is satisfied in such situations. In addition, the number of illegitimate children is on the rise, leading to problems of undetermined paternity, unwanted children, unpaid child support, and other so many complications. These are inevitable consequences of extramarital affairs. The Quran presents polygamy as a solution to problems, instead of having a society filled of infidelity, broken marriages, illegitimate children, lost rights, unsupported women, great number of women, greatly outnumbering the number of men. Then polygamy is a solution for these problems. However, the man should be very fair and just to all of his wives. And if the man insists to marry another woman, but his first wife refuses, then a divorce can happen between them and she can get divorced from him. And we should note that polygamy is quite rare in today's Muslim society, because the man, or the main need for polygamy, which is women greatly outnumbering men and orphan problems, are actually minimum. Moreover, some Muslim countries have banned or greatly restricted second marriage. Definitely, the rich men who marry and divorce so many times for the mere sake of lust are not really conforming to the marriage goal as stated in the Islam. Then someone may ask why Prophet Muhammad had multi-marriages. Well, let's answer this. Prophet Muhammad's first wife was Khadija, and he did not marry any other woman during their 15 years of happy marriage until she died, while Prophet Muhammad was only 47 years old. After that, Muhammad married several women, because every and each marriage was a lesson and example for Muslims. They were not marriages for lust or for passion or for anything. They were lessons for Muslims. So, each one was an example. Out of these examples, it showed that a rich woman can marry a less fortunate husband, and an older woman can marry a younger man, and a younger woman can marry an older man, and also a Muslim can marry women of other faith, as Christians or Jews. Someone might ask, then why polygamy is not allowed to women as long as it's allowed to men, especially that Islam equates women to men. So why women don't have the same right? Well, the reason is, first, diseases. From a scientific point of view, every man's sperm is of a different chemical microbic composition. Thus, multi-sex relations cause infectious microbic diseases for women, which is also very dangerous for them and for the men. Other reason is children-related problem. In multi-sex relations, it could not be decided whose child is who, and the DNA testing has just been recently introduced. Another reason is nature. It is against natural instinct of righteous, pious women to have more than one spouse, nor for men to have any kind of respect to women having relation with another man. Throughout the history, multi-sexual relations for one woman, a woman which has an affair with more than one, has been despised throughout the history by women and by men. Also, another reason is that the allowance of divorce. If a woman is not satisfied with her man, she can get a divorce, he can divorce her, or she can divorce herself, and then she can marry the man she wants. The conclusion from what has preceded is that Quran permits polygamy, but under very strict conditions. That's to allow flexibility with the ever-changing conditions of the society, but does not in any way recommend or encourage polygamy. On the contrary, Quran recommends monogamy, that is one man, one woman. At the end of my session, I thank you, and I hope I have presented how Islam is pro-monogamy as exactly revealed in Quran. Finally, I greet you in Islam. Assalamu alaikum, that is, peace be upon you.